Yo puse eso. ¿Qué pusiste? Let's see what this is all on here. Let me see. Hey, where's my hat? I gotta wear my hat. We'll see. Okay. Which one I got for these one? Let's see esto. Esto. Wow. 2 feet. Well, here in Miami today, we woke up to 50. It was 50. It was in the very, very low 50, 51, 50. So it was pretty cool for us this morning here. At least for me, it was pretty cool, you know? So, wow, but 2 feet of snow, wow. That's called ouch. Ouch, ouch. They're not like us, Wicked. They're not like us. This is the only channel. They're not like us. Lean back. Lean back. You do it. Lean back. Too much. Yes, it is, Randy. Too much. Too much of that snow. So we got 7 subscribers and 2 thumbs up. You know, gentlemen, this is your channel. You need to support your channel. I haven't even started the show, but I see 7 recovering tomato cans and only 2 thumbs up. You know, this is the greatest show on earth. You know, this is like the circus. But 2 thumbs up, eso no está nada, papi. Eso no está nada. But okay, if that's the way you want to treat your channel, this is your channel. Saludos, Kevin. That's right, Randy. I'm sure you did. Wow, we got a lot of people here today. Man, look at this. Jose's here, man. Well, even Jose is here today. Man, let me button up, man. I need to button up. I'm gonna button up, man. I feel better when I button up. I think this doesn't fit me no more. You know what? Now I'm getting too fat. I don't know what's going on. All right. Good stuff. Don Julio. Don Julio. Don Julio. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to the greatest watch market update show. Not only is this the best watch market update show, this is the only public service watch announcement channel. That's right. And today, with you guys here today, is your host. I'm your host, ladies and gentlemen, and my name is the Big Boss. That's right. Don't call me no more Juan. No, none of that stuff. You call me now the Big Boss. All right. Kino says that I need to get used to the name the Big Boss. I don't like it too much. I get a little bit shy. You know, I don't feel too comfortable, saying the word the Big Boss. But Kino says, Kino's here today. He's quiet in a corner here today. And he's my manager. I don't know if you guys know that, but Kino is my manager. Not only is he the manager, he's the owner. He's the owner of this channel. Not only is he the owner of the channel, he's the one that writes and prepares, all the notes for the show, I don't know where he does it because Kino works with me. And I don't know. I asked him, how does he do this? But he says that he can do it because he's like that, But Sweet Kid Kino knows too much. And I wanted you guys to know that from now on, Kino says that you guys should have to call me the Big Boss. Like when I told you, if you don't know Kino in a personal level, you cannot call him Kino. He wants you to call him Joaquin, So this is the same thing now. He changed it around for me now. Kino's too smart. He says, I'm going to change it for you now. The same way you change it for me, I'm going to change it for you. Your new name now is the Big Boss. And let everybody know in social media what my new name is, the Big Boss. Whatever the Big Boss says, it is what goes. We also have, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is unbelievable. Kino, the Big Boss, Siga mandó ahí 20 cabillas. 20 cabillas mandó Siga. Coño, Siga, tú eres uno de los míos. You're one of mine, Siga. Thank you very much for that super thanks, for supporting the channel. I haven't even started the show, and I have to say thank you very much to Siga for that unbelievable thank you chat. Kino, Siga, mano, un hombre internacional. Tú sabes, un tipo internacional. Let me give him a sweetheart. Let me give him a sweetheart, guys. I'm sorry, but I have to give Siga a sweetheart. Unbelievable. Again, thank you very much for all of you being here. All of you, all of you. That thank you chat, it comes from all of you. You understand me? It comes from all of you, ladies and gentlemen. So don't, We also have a private watch group. It's under my name, Juan Felipe Nieves. It's on a Bookface. And you go to About, and you'll find their Opusntime Watches, and you request to join the channel. Maybe Samantha and Sweet Kid Kino will let you in the group, all right? They look at your credentials, and you fit, you go into the group, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling comfortable. I'm feeling comfortable again with my new name, the Big Boss. And I got something special that I want to share with all of you out there. Something special. I want to start off by telling all of you that all of you out there, they were becoming a little bit salty and bitter regarding gold and precious metal. I told you since the beginning, and I'll tell you again today, I didn't feel no kind of, I wasn't scared that this was going to go all the way down to $1,000 an ounce. I wasn't. But I am going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to tell you something. Where credit is due, credit is due. And you must give credit no matter if the person is a delinquent, a flim-flammer, a huckster, a hoodwink. And ladies and gentlemen, I got to come in their defense. Not at what they're doing, but, because these are shady characters. But the way these people know how to make a coin, you have to admire that. You have to admire the way they make a coin. Saludos, Alex. Saludos, bienvenido al show. You have to admire that. I want to stay focused so I can speak to you correctly and you can understand me. A delinquent is a delinquent. A flim-flammer is a flim-flammer. A grifter is a grifter. A scammer is a scammer. No good. No good. No, Alex, you can, papi, I'm happy you're here, papá. Alex, tú eres uno de los míos. But I want you to know where credit is due on people that know how to make money. You have to respect that. And we're going to go all the way down. We're going to go all the way down to the Bronx in New York City on 47th Street, the Diamond District. You know, we can say whatever we want with those people, but those people know how to make money. Those people know how to pass subliminal messages. Those people know how to connect with you people and get you deep. Those people know too much. I told all of you out there that these people over there on 47th Street, while the rest of us, saludos, Christopher. Thank you for the BB. I like that. I like my initials, but it has to be the big boss. TBB. Like that guy, TD Jakes. You know, TD Jakes, that guy, the pastor, he's unbelievable. He knows how to make money too, that guy. I don't know how he does it. You know, that TD Jakes. I don't know, always wear those pimp. You know, he wears pimp suits. You know, pimp suits. Let's forget about TD Jakes. But you have to give credit where credit's due. Those people over there in 47th Street, we're talking about no other than the Ghost Train Jumper. We're talking about Marcelito with the horse teeth, Bugs Bunny teeth. We're talking about the 10 Commandments. We're talking about the genie, you know, with the skin tight hair, the man bun, you know, and the Van Cleef Clover bracelets like a woman, you know. You got to give those people Sinbad, you know, Sinbad, vacuum cleaner. They're all there. These people are unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. They know how to create a subliminal message and pass it along to everybody on social media. While you guys were picking on your nose and picking on your pimples, you know, these people were thinking, how are we going to get these people? And let me tell you something, because credit is due, credit is due. Paco Gambino would always tell me that. John, he would tell me, John, it doesn't matter. If your mind is thinking and working and analyzing and thinking how to fill this one up, you know, without moving too much this, you're a brain, you know. Eso es un dicho en español, tú sabes. Hay que saber llenarse la panza sin mover mucho esta, you know, or mover mucho esto, the back, you know. And those people that way, those people don't like to move their hands too much and waste their back and waste their legs. They think the whole day porque son macabélicos, son gente macabélica. And you have to respect that porque macabélico es una cosa, you know, being that way is unbelievable. And those people over there from New York City in the 47th Street Diamond District were telling everybody that came in on social media, on Bookface, on the gram, whatever it is, you know, I don't know, LinkedIn, whatever you call that other thing, Linko, I don't know, it's too many things out there, Twitter, or whatever it is. You know, they were telling all of you out there, ladies and gentlemen, that the gold refineries ain't buying no more gold because they no more cash. There's no more cash. There's no more pigs this Christmas. No more pigs this Christmas. No more pigs this Christmas. You know what I'm trying to say. Lincoln logo, all that stuff. You know, it's incredible, ladies and gentlemen. They told everybody, and let me tell you, these people work like, you know, those pack dogs, the dogs, you know, not the hyenas, you know, the wild dogs. They work together. They try to bite your testicles, you know, on the animal, on the deer, you know, on the deer. I don't know, that guy that has the thing like that. They try to get them, you know, all together. And ladies and gentlemen, they were telling everybody out there in social media that, you know, the refineries were not buying no more gold because there's no more money. Can you believe that? La intelectual, how these people function. I don't know if you guys are hearing me out, ladies and gentlemen. And then you have people telling you because gold is dropping and it's dropping and it's dropping. And they were telling people gold is dropping. You need to hear this so you understand where I'm going from. You know, you need to hear this so you understand what's happening. Saludos, Thurston. Saludos, Damon. Saludos a todo el mundo. Tutti, hey! So they were telling those messages were everywhere. They were attacking your mind. Your you know, porque la cabeza no es solamente para pelo, because your head is not only for hair. Your head is to think. And those people think the whole day. And they were telling them that there's no money no more, you know, in the refineries, and they ain't buying no more gold. This is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Kino, ¿qué está pasando aquí, Kino? Esto es increíble. Randy, please, Randy, Randy, you didn't have to do that, Randy. Randy, this is for the whole channel. You guys are unbelievable. You guys, thank you very much, Randy, for that. Kino, Randy mandó 100 cabilla. 100 cabilla mandó Randy. 100 cabilla mandó. Thank you very much, Randy, from the bottom of my heart to all of you in this channel. From all of you in this channel, this super thanks is from everybody. Unbelievable what's happening today in this channel. Let me give him a sweetheart too here. Give him a sweetheart. I got to give him a sweetheart. And again, Siga and, Randy, this is incredible. Let me go back into where I was at, ladies and gentlemen, so I can get you, to what I'm trying to tell you. So, ladies and gentlemen, they passed that subliminal message to everybody, and it worked like a charm. And all of you were freaking out. All of you were kind of down because you said the gold was going down. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me give it to you straight. Let me give it to you straight so I can continue the story of 47th Street, the Diamond District. Ladies and gentlemen, and also silver. While all of you were turning your back on silver, those people on 47th Street were buying everything they can find of silver. Everything. Parecía ratas. Rata de cuatro patas. Rats of 4 legs. Ratas looking for silver. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to gold because you guys were not feeling well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today, for your information, gold is going all the way to the moon. And they know it over there on 47th Street. They know it. They know it exactly like me and Sweet Kid Kino know it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. Me and Kino would fit correctly in their gang. We will fit in their gang correctly because we have the talent to be just like them. Me and Sweet Kid Kino. We could be just like them. We can be like the ghost train jumper. We can be like the vacuum cleaner. We can be like the horse thief. We can be like the 10 Commandments. We can be like, skin tight genie, Sinbad. We can be like all of them, but we choose not to be like them. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, gold today was at a new all-time high en estos días, today. You don't believe me? It was at $5,252 a troy ounce, ladies and gentlemen. While you guys were picking on your nose, gold is going to the moon, ladies and gentlemen. Gold is going to the moon. And ladies and gentlemen, those rats over there from New York City were looking for silver everywhere. You know what silver is today, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to put it at even numbers. 88.93 a troy ounce. Let's just put it at $89 and going all the way to the moon because you guys think that this is not going nowhere. This is going all the way to the moon, ladies and gentlemen. And those people in 47th Street, they did a plan of attack. A plan of attack. When I tell you this, you're going to go, coño, es que son macabélicos, son el diablo, son Satanás. People from New York, those people over there, they're rats. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to continue crawling with the rats or do you want to soar with the eagles? Kino! Unbelievable. Salute Diao, ladies and gentlemen. Salute Diao. Respect. Salute Diao, ladies and gentlemen. Salute Diao. At the Bohemian Grove on July in the summer, they're going to all be there together. And ladies and gentlemen, these Meshuggahs, Manishma, these Meshuggahs were taught so well by those professors that they have, uncles, grandfathers, fathers, cousins, long lost cousin. These people teach the tricks. Teach the tricks, ladies and gentlemen. And they were buying gold, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you how these people make money. Son unos animales, son unos bestias. Son unos bestias. When you tell the people a message and you come in voluntarily, counselor, please help me out if I'm using the right word. Voluntarily, you walk in with your stack of gold and you give it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's nobody's fault. You cannot blame the ghost train jumper. You cannot blame Marcelito horse thief. He made a brand new caja de diente, brand new. The whole thing, tap, tap, they get that tooth out, They make money like you won't believe it, ladies and gentlemen. They were buying gold in New York at $4,742 a troy ounce. Look how fast those people made money. And they had thousands, 3,000, 4,000 grams of gold from New York City. You know, they got all the gold from the Puerto Rican, Latino, area, over there, over town, over there. How do you call that place over there? Where they play jazz over there. Harlem, Harlem over there. They were coming in with the big chains and selling them, ladies and gentlemen, because they were told a lie. They were told a lie and it worked like a charm. And all of them are making thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Only these people have the wisdom to do that to you people. Porque ustedes son unos lambones, unos pendejos. You understand me? But I'm here. I've been telling you this for the longest. Don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the trap. But you cannot blame those people within New York City. They didn't put a gun in your head. You came in voluntary. You just heard their subliminal message. And, Samantha told Maria, and Maria told Betty that, the refineries ain't buying no more gold. No more pigs this Christmas. No more pigs. And then me, the big boss, has to continue telling you these things. I got to keep on telling you these things for free, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the only public service watch announcement channel out there. But ladies and gentlemen, those people on 47th Street, they have the blueprints. They have the blueprints, papi, how to make money. These people son unas ratas. They will never run out of ideas. If I tell you that the refineries ain't buying no more gold, and I'm going to do you a favor because you want to sell it, and gold is still high right now. That's what they say. Gold, and it is. Gold is still high. You have scrap gold over there from 1969, From 1969, and now you're making all this money. You're happy. You're making all this money, but they're making money. They're making a living. These motherfroggers are something special. Just to let you know, if you're thinking of going into the Diamond District, papi, prepare las nalgas porque te van a hacer así. They know how to make. They work like a pack of dogs. Not hyenas, the dogs. They like talk. You know what I'm saying? They have funny ears and but they have powerful ears. They can hear from far away that someone is coming with gold. That's who those people are. But just to let you know what's going on, gold is going to the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, the precious price of platinum, the troy ounce price is at $2,175. Palladium is at $1,807, and rhodium is at $11,175. What do you think is happening with gold? Could it be because, we have some situation going over there, over there in the Middle East, somewhere, over there, Iran, I don't know, somewhere over there, No, it's because gold is going all the way to the moon. I've been telling you, I really don't want to say this, but I'm going to have to say it. And those people they're going to kick ass, bro, over there on 47th Street. Or China, there you go, China. Coño, es que este Christopher sabe mucho, un hombre brillante. Christopher es muy inteligente. Yo creo que es abogado, he's the lawyer. I think Christopher's the counselor. He's like Tom Hagen. Tom Hagen? He passed away a few days ago. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, here it goes. Gold is going to hit $6,000. $6,000, Papa. They just don't know how to do it. They say, how do we do this? How do we let it go, man? How do we let it go? And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys are gonna, if you guys are believers, are believers on that coin, that gold coin, and if you're gonna buy the dip, I don't know. They're slamming silver right now. They're slamming. There's Damon. Ahí está Damon allá, tirando duro, Damon. Tirando Damon. Damon se la sabe toda. Ese Damon es el diablo. Damon se la sabe toda. I know what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm trying to say. This is just to get you all taken, ladies and gentlemen. This is the big club, and they're all together in there. They're all together. Ladies and gentlemen, they're all together. I know what I'm trying to tell you. I know because already this one also said something already. Sachs Goldman said already is going to the moon. Sachs Goldman said it's going to the moon. And the guy that works in the Bank of America, he specializes only in metals, precious metal. He says, we're We're doing our banking already with gold. You don't know what that means. You don't know what that means, but they're saying that we're banking with gold, papi. We're backing it with gold. That's what I got to tell you. I know what I'm telling you, so you guys need to get prepared. That's Christopher. Christopher. Look at Ladies and gentlemen, read what Mr. Christopher wrote down. Read it, ladies and gentlemen. Read it and weep. Read it and weep. I'm telling you what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm trying to tell you because you need to know this. You need to know this. So I want you guys to get prepared, with precious metal. I'm not telling you to buy any precious metal. I'm just telling you to take a look-see at it. Because the guys from New York City, the Gold Strain Jumper, the Subway. You know who the Subway Gold Strain Jumper is? You know the guy from movie Ghost? Well, that guy over there, he's always playing with links, dials, bracelets, He's unbelievable. He looks exactly like the Subway Ghost Train Jump on 42nd Street. That guy. These people, Papi, these people are unbelievable. You cannot, listen, there is no, without a doubt, I'm not talking about the American Jewish, I'm talking about lo que llegaron anoche de allá de allá de los judíos, over there, the ones that just got here, those people come with a mindset. Those people don't do no heavy crimes, no strong arm crimes, they don't, these people, papi, esa gente, they come without hurting you. You know how they hurt you? With their brains. That's how they hurt you. They don't hurt you by punching you or by stabbing you or by putting a gun on your head. No. That's how they hurt you, bro. They think the whole day. Esa gente son el diablo. You know what I'm trying to say. They don't use sledgehammers. I was trying to keep in character, but I'm out of it. But ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor and don't fall off the cliff. You guys are in the edge, and those people love it. 23 organic subscribers and 11 thumbs up. You guys are miserable. You guys are miserable. This is why the channel, one day, the TV antenna, TV lightning is going to hit it, and we're not going to be able to save this channel. We're not going to be able to save it. You know what it is? 12. No, that's it. Look at that. I woke them up. I have to wake them up. That's the first thing you're supposed to do so they can open the door wide. Como abrirle la pierna a una paloma. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something else now that you guys need to know. You guys need to know about this. I'm going to give you 5 watches. 5 watches that are no date that I believe, you guys should look at. All right? You guys should look at these 5 watches. They don't have no date because, ladies and gentlemen, we got to be honest, the real big collectors of watches, for some reason, I'm only telling you what I read, or Sweet Kicking reads. They like their watches, clean, no, none of this stuff, they like them clean. So I'm going to give you 5 watches that have no dates so you can take a look at them. Our first watch that I'm going to give you, ladies and gentlemen, is the Tudor Ranger. The Tudor Ranger, beautiful watch, stainless steel, no date whatsoever. Just a plain Jane watch. The Tudor Ranger. You should take a look-see at that watch. And it has a price tag in euros. You look for it, you just do, you change it from euro to dollars, and it'll tell you what the amount is. The euro price of that is $2,980. You take, I'm only telling you the ones that I find, nice, interesting, maybe it is a dog with fleas, but I'm telling you what I like. Ladies and gentlemen, the next one is a Longines Master Collection, stainless steel with a leather strap, Nice watch, no date, just a watch, gives you the time exactly. Coño, how did you know that? 39 millimeter. Coño, so then you know about that watch. You're okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that watch is beautiful and it has a euro price of $2,350. All the watches that I'm giving you the prices, you go over there and they should be able to give you 50% off. How's that? Okay? Does that make you more comfortable now? So you take a 50% off the 2350 euro. You take a 50% off the Tudor Ranger, 2980, because you guys are, I want you guys to, pay the right way. And also, ladies and gentlemen, you got this watch, which this watch, many people don't even realize this, but the Cartier crash, right? The Cartier crash, it costs like $1 million, $500,000, $300,000, right? The Cartier crash. Well, this watch, basically, man, you can compare it to the Cartier crash. We're talking about no other than the Cartier Tank Louis. The Cartier Tank Louis. Cartier Tank yellow gold. Beautiful watch. It might be a grift. This is why I'm telling you about this watch. This is why I'm telling you about the tank, the Cartier Tank. When you used to go to the club scene back in the 80s and the late 70s, you had the Cartier. The Cartier, the strap, no date, and then it had like a little, I don't know, like a little blue thing on the, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? Come on, help me out, guys. Esto es un reloj de puta. You know what puta is? You Google it, because I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. Un reloj de prostituta, de jeva, but it's nice. You put it on with a nice suit, beautiful watch. And it's comparable to the Cartier crash. This is the Cartier Louis Cartier crash, And that watch is no date, and it has a euro price of $9,800. You look to pay, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm telling you what it is, so, you go over there and you pay what you have to pay. It's nice and clean. ¿Tú entiendes? And then the Thurston, I love you, my brother. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you one. I won't be able to wear this watch because I don't think I'll be able to use. I could. I think I'm medium tall and I'm carrying my body 240 pounds in a good day, and bad day I might be at 260, I don't know, but this watch is a Patek Philippe Calatrava 96. No date, leather strap. It has precious metal on this watch. It's a beautiful watch. It has a salmon dial. It's white gold. When you look at the watch, everything is beautiful. It's sexy. It has everything. It has, tiene Paco Rabanne. Paco Rabanne from the 80s? No, from the 80s. Paco Rabanne is from 1976, 77. 76, 77 Paco Rabanne, with the green bottle, Okay, it's not a 34. Coño, this Mr. Donut Man, one day I'm going to have to meet him. Mr. Donut, it's not a 34 millimeter. It's worse than that. It's a 31 millimeter. It's a 31 millimeter, and then they tell you it's a 31. It's a 31 millimeter. It's a 31 millimeter. It has a salmon dial. It's white gold, and it has a euro price of $41,990. No. They're not saying it's a ladies' watch, Bubba. They might tell you that, but they're saying it's not. You know what they're saying today? This is how the subliminal message that I told you about the 47th Street Diamond District. These people could do it in a higher plateau, in a higher one. These people are doing it in the Instagram and Bookface and Twitter, Tweaker, or whatever you call it, X, whatever. These people do it wherever they want. They put it wherever they want. They're telling you that this 31, you can wear this with a nice suit on, you know? And the size is getting, you know, now it's complementing, you know? I mean, if you think about it, how big do you think the Cartier Lewis is? You know, how big do you think the Cartier Tank Louis is? How big do you, somebody Google it. Go ahead, somebody Google it. So you understand what I'm trying to say. The Cartier, you know, the Cartier Tank, you know, you Google that so you can see. But then, ladies and gentlemen, this is for all of you now. It's small, papi, it's small. But this one, ladies and gentlemen, is the #1 watch that every watch collector wants in their watch collection. Do you know what it is? Do you see that? There it is. You see? Did you read what Doc Mick of Florida wrote down? Did anybody read that, what he wrote down? I'm telling you. There it is. 21 to 34 millimeter. Okay, this is a 31. But read what Doc Mick of Florida just wrote down. So you understand what I mean. I say you put it on, you have it, you think you're a gecko. You know Gecko from Wall Street? It is. But I'm telling you, listen, I'm not pushing you that watch. I'm just telling you, you know what they're saying. They were like 10. I picked 5 of the ones that I thought. Because if the other 5 that I talked to you about, you go, ugh, oh my God. But these are all no dates. No dates. I don't have no Asian wrist, okay? But what's the #1 no date watch? What's the #1 no date watch? Does anybody know? No? Does anybody know? No? The #1 watch, no date that every collector wants. You see, we cannot put in this equation the Daytona because it's more of a tool watch, a racing watch, a time watch, a lap watch, a lottie. We're talking about no other than the Rolex Submariner, black dial, black ceramic bezel, no date, 41 millimeter. That's to show you how popular that watch is. #1. #1. The no date Rolex Submariner. Don't let nobody fool you. That's #1. But ladies and gentlemen, I've been telling you about that watch since last year. That watch is more popular than a date Rolex Submariner date. So there it is. Those are the no date watches that you should take a look-see at. Look-see at it. I'm not giving here no advice what to do, how to do it. But I am going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you 5 watches. 5 more watches that, ladies and gentlemen, have gone under MSRP, have fallen under MSRP. And we're not talking about Rolex today. Do you guys have an idea which watch brand I'm going to be talking about today that they have fallen out of grace? And ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you another hint. They were the top. They're the top money makers in the watch industry. Not #1, but they're the top. And when I tell you this, you're going to go, wow. Whenever you're ready, I'm going to give you that so you know what's going on. I'm going to give it to you. Well, let me just tell you who it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is, it's a watch brand that I have respect for. And I'm sure you guys have a little respect for it too. The watch brand is Omega. Omega, okay? Here it goes. The first watch of Omega is the Omega DeVille Prestige. The Omega DeVille Prestige. It was from the these watches all from the 1960s, They bring him back, they revamp him, make him look pretty again, and start selling them again. Omega, we're talking about Omega, papi, Omega. The Prestige, DeVille Prestige. Reference number, just in case you want to look for it, is the 434. I don't know, man. These people at Omega have these long reference numbers. Like, wow, it's like a train station. 434-1041-200-1001. And ladies and gentlemen, that generally, quality, whatever you call that magazine for man, the Q, what I'm saying? The Q magazine and Reader's Digest. They have this watch, ladies and gentlemen, at a retail price of $6,366. That's in euros, okay? Euros, okay? You know what? I said it wrong to you guys. It's not euros. I'm sorry. This is the retail price, American dollars, is $6,366. And that Q, that Q, the magazine, and Reader's Digest, they give you the retail price of $63.66, and they're saying that you can buy that watch for $3,537. That's them at Reader's Digest and Gentleman's, whatever you call that magazine for man. I'll tell you, don't pay for that watch more. You ready for this? Don't pay for that watch more than $2,700. You do whatever you want. Papi, this is the #1 watch market update show that tells you the truth. I'm going against, what the factory gives you an MSRP, that's it. And then the other guy, Reader's Digest, give you that price, I give you mines. They say, don't pay more than $3,537. I tell you, don't pay more than $2,700, just to let you know. Ladies and gentlemen, our fourth Omega is the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean. Planet Ocean. Have you heard about that one? The Seamaster Planet Ocean. Reference number 21530-442-101001, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful looking watch. This magazine has it for has a retail price of the watch at $8,253. Let me tell you something, guys, honestly, with all the respect. I always say that Vacheron Constantin, they cannot hold their prices. Well, I got news for you. Omega cannot hold their prices. The only difference is that, Omega has prices of $10,000, $15,000, and Vacheron has prices of $80,000, $90,000, $125,000 retail, and that's the difference there. But if you look at their prices, it's the same thing. The retail price of this watch is $82.53, the Planet Ocean. Can anybody tell me how much that watch, Reader's Digest is saying? Reader's Digest and the Gentleman's, GQ, whatever you call it, GQ. I don't know what the name, QG, whatever it is, in Reader's Digest. Can anybody tell me what they're telling you guys not to pay for that watch on the secondary gray watch market? Can anybody? Does anybody know? Nobody knows, right? They're saying don't pay for it more than $4,716. Well, you're pretty close. Look at that. Wow. Muy bien, Alex. Muy bien. Muy bien, Alex. Thurston, you're there. They're saying don't pay more than $4,716. And you know what Sweet Kid Kino's telling you not to pay for that watch? You want to know? This is why we're the #1 channel there is. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. You guys don't believe me, man. I wish any of you, and I really don't wish that, but, I wish somebody had an Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean and take that watch to go sell. You will never get $4,700 for that watch. But I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch. I mean, you do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch more than $3,700. You do whatever you want. It's your money. Our third watch, ladies and gentlemen, is the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra. The Aqua Terra. Aqua Terra, 150 meters. Reference number 220-104121-02001. Unbelievable watch, ladies and gentlemen. Has a retail price of $7,783. $7,783. That is the retail price of that watch. It's a nice watch. It is a very nice watch. That I'll tell you, it's one of my favorite watches. Very, very slim, very nice. I had that watch. And But the price when I bought it back then, if I told you where I bought my Aquaterra, you won't believe me. I bought it at Costco. At Costco, I bought it. Very, very, very slim. It's very thin. Bien chulo. Bien chulo. But the price has gone all the way to the moon, ladies and gentlemen. All the way to the moon. And they're saying that it costs $7,783. And they're saying over there at Reader's Digest, and QG, whatever you call it, they're saying don't pay more than $5,306. 5306. And you know what I tell you not to pay for that watch? You know what I'll tell you what not to pay for that watch? You'll be lucky if you get $4,000 for that watch. You'll be lucky if you get $4,000 for that watch. You'll be lucky. There'll be a cold day in hell before you get $4,000 for that watch. That's all I got to tell you. Sorry if I'm hurting people's feelings, but that's the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Omega Seamaster Diver, 300 meters. The Omega Seamaster Diver, 300 meters. Reference number 21030322003-001. Has a retail price of $6,839. $6,839. It's sad to say that, but it's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. But these people from over there, this is why you can't believe that Reader's Digest, whatever you call it, GQ, whatever. You can't listen to these crumb bums. These people all work together. What do you think? You think that gentleman doesn't work together with the watch industry? They all work together, ladies and gentlemen. They all work together. Already, Mr. Don is saying $3,200. It's unbelievable, that Mr. Don. He's unbelievable. He doesn't have no respect. Like Kino, he doesn't have no respect for no watches right now. No respect. And ladies and gentlemen, you know what they're saying not to pay for that watch? The retail price is $6,839. And they're saying not to pay for that watch more than $6,130. That means that they want you to go to Deputy Boxing Black Eyes, with the Tweety Bird haircut and his sidekick, Jiminy Cricket, the Chia Pet spray can hair, and the Pete Rose baseball cap with hair, and the Puerto Rican Charlie Brown, the mad scientist, Dora the Explorer, and pay them $6,130. Are they working with them or not? Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. But me and Sweet Kid Kino will tell you don't pay for that watch more than $4,900. That's right. You do whatever you want with your money. It's your money. This is why we're chosen the #1 watch marketer show in the world. Nobody's better than us. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. Kino, no te metas en esto, Kino. No te metas, Kino. No te metas a hablar, que tú no sabes lo que tú estás hablando, Kino. No te metas. Este show de los otros. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you the #1 Omega. Let me tell you, it's a beautiful Omega. I think this is, Apollo 69, Apollo 69, when they went up there to the moon, all the way to the moon, over there, Apollo 69, the Omega Speedmaster, the Apollo mission, people were floating over there. Texas, Dallas. Over there. People floating in the air. You know what I'm saying? Even though I believe deeply in my heart that nobody has gone to the moon. And I also believe Earth is flat. But let's leave that alone. Leave it alone. Over there, the Apollo mission. Unbelievable. The Apollo mission has a retail price. Papi, this watch supposed to be holding on as the power watch, the sports, it's it has everything. It's un relosazo. And they're telling you the retail price at Reader's Digest and GQ. the dark side of the moon. Unbelievable. It's $8,606. 8606, ladies and gentlemen. 8606. And the Reader's Digest and the Gentleman's Quarterly, Gentleman's Quarterly are telling you not to pay. Don't pay the Hungry Hippo, Mr. Magoo. Don't pay Big Pun Heavy D. Don't pay the 2 Jehovah's Witness brothers. Don't pay the two toddler body brothers. Don't pay the Hindu brothers with, with, I don't know, tape haircuts and stamps on their initials of their company in their head. Don't pay the people over there, the subway ghost train jumper. Don't pay them more. And that's what they're telling them. Don't pay more than $7,898. You got to be out of your mind. You got to be out of your mind to pay for that watch, $78.98. You know what? It's an embarrassment. But I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what you should pay for the watch. You ready? Here it goes. Don't pay for that watch. I mean, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. The two toddler body brothers, they're the whole day pushing, those raffles, like pushing crack. And those people over there in the Bronx, they have tents. And inside the tent, because that guy, Mandami Salami, has those people in the streets with tents selling, products, and they have menus in front of their tents. You don't believe me? This is what they're doing to you. The same people over there, the two toddler body brothers are pushing the whole day raffles that nobody ever wins. What they do give them is a free trip, a little cruise in their go fast boat, and then send them away, and that's it. It's all a business. You don't know about this, Papi. You don't know about this kind of stuff. You see, when Paco told me about that, I said, but Paco, anybody can become rich. He says, that's right. That's how the Genovese became rich. That's how the Gambinos became rich. That's how the Lucchese's became rich. That's how the Bonanos became rich. You understand me? Because they're the ones that did it. You guys don't know about this stuff. Forget about that, man. Forget about it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you because I'm stupid like that. Don't pay for that watch. The Speedmaster. Don't pay for it more. You ready? Don't get scared, Papi. Don't get scared. There's no money out there. There's no money. Don't pay for that watch more than $6,700 and here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, you do whatever you want. If you want to buy that watch, don't buy it. Over there, they have it over there. Over there in the UK, they have it. They have it in the UK. They have it in the UK. Don't buy it from the Muppet Boiler Room secondary gray watch market. And you take the Franklins right here. And you throw them in the table. That's what I want to pay. If you want that watch. If you want that watch. I'm going to give you guys a watch market update. It's cheap because people are over there, are in the streets. They're están jodidos, los están matando, los matan a todos. I'm going to give you a watch market update because you guys need this. And this is have been sent to me by some subscribers to please give us these prices on these watches, and I'm going to give them to you. The first watch, ladies and gentlemen, is a Rolex Daytona Oyster Flex. Rolex Daytona Oyster Flex. It has been discontinued. It's a collector's grade. It's a collector's choice. It's a collector's dream. It's a fantasy watch. This is an old reference number, the 116519. 116519. I am 116519. And the retail price is at $31,500. That is the retail price, 3150. And ladies and gentlemen, this watch, they call it the Ghost. They call this watch the Ghost. It has a silver dial. And this watch, at one moment, they were already parading it at $45,000, $46,000. But I'm going to tell all of you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. It's your money. But don't pay for that watch. If you pay more than that, you're a lollipop sucker, you're a window licker, you're a possum kicker, you're a sandbag, you're a cow tipper, crayon eater, increíble, you're a buffalo. You understand me? You're a tomato can. Don't pay for that watch more than $37,000. No matter what they keep on telling you, don't you pay more than $37,000. You do whatever you want. I bet you didn't even know that. But here goes another one, ladies and gentlemen. The Rolex Yachtmaster. Unbelievable. Rolex Yachtmaster 42 millimeter. Reference number 226627. Titanium. Blacked out, black ceramic bezel. Beautiful looking time machine. Has a retail price somewhere at $15,000, $16,000, you know? But the watch, you know, it's like this, you know, it's not really, you know, it's not, you know, some people say they put it on their wrist and they think that they have paper. They have paper on their hand, you know, so light, and so you can't even feel it, you know? You know, it's titanium, okay. It's a beautiful watch. How's that, okay? I'm not gonna kick this watch, but don't pay for that watch more than $22,700. You do whatever you want. 22,000. There it is. Look, 22,500. Mr. Donna put it. Mr. Donna put there 22,500. I put $22,700. Don't pay more than that. Papi, listen to me. You guys gotta stop being afraid. If you have money, you're the king. But if you don't have the money, tú eres diarrea mental. Tú eres diarrea mental. You know, mental diary. You know, when you go to the bathroom, you got diary, whatever you call that. Mental. Stop believing these crumb bums. The same way those people on 47th Street gave that subliminal message to all of you. Do you know there were people from all over the United States going to 47th Street to go see, you know, that guy Marcelito, horse thief, and he was giving away. You guys don't believe me? It's like me giving you free baseball caps that say the watch market is dead. You know, this guy was giving the Marcelito hats away, and those kids were bringing their mother's gold chain, gold ring, ankle bracelet, toe ring, you know, giving it to Marcelito. You understand me? Buying it under the price of gold. Come on, you could give everybody a free baseball cap, and you got all this money left over. No coman mierda. No coman mierda. No sean lambones. No sean lambones, muchachos. No sean lambones. Don't get me started. Kino, no te metas. No te metas. No me hagas así con la mano que no te voy a hacer caso. That's what they do, papi. That's why. Listen, you cannot kick talent. My father would always tell me, Juan Felipe, you can't kick talent. Even if they're liars, even if they're rats, they have a talent. They have a talent. What do you rather have? Somebody that has a talent? He's not harming anybody. He's harming you with his brain. He's harming you with his brain. There's people out there, they'll shoot you to see you jump in the streets. They'll slam you to see you get knocked out. Esos son unos bandidos. These guys ain't doing none of those things. These guys are sending you a message, and you guys are biting on the message. Porque ustedes son unos lambones, unos palomos. Por ser come mierda y cativilla. You got to stop being misogynist. You got to stop being misogynist. Those people, let me tell you, man, if you guys are hearing me, if Uncle Johnny, Uncle Johnny Eddie Monster, with the funeral curtains is hearing me, my respect to all of you, because you guys know how to make a nickel. You guys know how to make a nickel, man. And that is respect. That's all I got to say. It's right. Ignorance is bias. It's right. I know what I'm trying to tell you. Maybe to you today, you guys don't understand that, but that's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is another watch that you need to, take a look-see at it. It's the Rolex Daytona Platinum. Chocolate bezel, chocolate ceramic bezel, ladies and gentlemen. 40 millimeter. Reference number 116506 with a baguette diamond baby blue dial. Pamper blue dial, with baguettes on the hour markers. Unbelievable. You couldn't touch that watch for $175,000. You couldn't. You couldn't touch it. You couldn't touch it, ladies and gentlemen. You couldn't touch it. And this watch right now, to me, it has to be under MSRP. And we're talking about a collector's choice, collector's dream, collector's, whatever. Collectors, whatever you want to call it. They have all these special words for you lambones out there to keep on getting you deep, And And this is a beautiful watch with a baguette diamond markers. Blue, chocolate, ceramic bezel, platinum. Ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that watch. I don't care what you do. I'm here to defend you. I don't care what you do. I'm here to defend you. Don't pay for that watch more than $91,000. And you want a full set. If it ain't full set, you don't want it. Give it away, give it away, give it away like the red hot chili peppers. Stop. Look at that. $88,000, papi. There it is. There it is. You know, you want to call it 88,000? We're going to call it the $88,000 watch. Don't pay more than $88,000. Because I listen to you guys. I listen to you guys too. Not 91, 88. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you about a watch that you need to hear about. This is the Vacheron Constantin Overseas Perpetual Calendar Ultra Thin Rose Gold. I'm going to give you 2 watches for the price of one now. Two for the price of one. Listen and learn. 2 for the price of one. The Vacheron Constantin Overseas Perpetual Calendar Ultra Thin Rose Gold with the most beautiful blue dial in the game. You know it's a badass watch. You know it's a badass watch. But do you know that this watch, this badass watch, at one moment, it was reaching the moon. It was reaching the moon, ladies and gentlemen. It was reaching. So you understand, the retail price of that watch is $129,000. $129,000. You know, I'm sorry, I take it back. The price was $111,000. Excuse me, $111,000. Vacheron Constantin Perpetual Calendar Ultra Thin Rose Gold 4300V with the most beautiful blue dial in the watch game. And ladies and gentlemen, $111,000 plus your Uncle Sam's taxes. I'm gonna tell you, don't pay for that watch. Does anybody know? Christopher, since you know a lot about this watch, what price am I going to turn out to pay for that watch? Okay. They're monsters. They ain't 87. Wow, my God. You know, you're there. You know, I'll tell you this much. You're at the right number. You're at the 80s. You're at the right number. How's that, folks? It's at the 80s. I remember I'm going to give you 2 watches for the price of one here today. $86,500. Ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that watch. Don't pay. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch. Wow, your favorite watch. That's strong. Do you have it, Christopher? Okay, stop it with Randy right there. Randy, stop it with Randy. Whoa, hold on. Randy came out of nowhere. He said, open up. It's my turn now. But going back to Christopher, then I go back to Randy. Christopher, do you have that watch? No, not now. Okay. Well, don't pay for that watch. And Randy said, don't pay more than $83,000. He came out of the gate. Don't pay for that watch. Here it goes. You ready? If I'm hurting anybody's feelings, I'm sorry, but you're going to understand what I'm doing now. What I'm going to do with these 2 watches. Same brand and same model. Don't pay for the blue one with the blue dial. Don't pay more than $81,000. $81,000. That's the blue one. Now check this out now. This is the same watch. Rose Gold, Ultra Thin, 4300V. Is it the 43? I think I'm wrong with the reference number. It's not the 4. This is another reference number. The Ultra Thin Perpetual Calendar. I got the wrong reference, but the price is right, 111, and don't pay more than 81. Now the white dial, listen to this. The white dial, just for having a white dial, how much am I going to turn out to pay for the white dial? How much? Go ahead, Christopher. Randy, go ahead, Randy. Mr. Donut, go ahead. Same watch, just white dial now. Wow, coño. It's a complications. I want to say it's grand complications. 72, Randy? Okay. Here it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't pay. 65. Coño, 65. Se puso bravo Christopher. Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher got mad. He got mad. He really did. Don't pay for that watch. So you understand how much money is between the blue dial and the white dial. Don't pay for the white dial more than $66,000. How much are you paying for the blue dial? Come on, guys. Tell me how much. How much you paying for it? Okay? You got 2 watches for the price of 1. 2. Here it is. $20,000. You're paying for a blue dial, $20,000. No coma mierda. No coma mierda. Alex, aquí venimos a aprender. We come here to learn. Now, this watch gets me sad. It really gets me sad because, remember I was talking about Omega, that Omega doesn't really hold on to their prices, so people lose a lot of money. 50%, 60%, 70%. This is a Vacheron Constantin Overseas Tourbillon. Stainless steel. Unbelievable looking watch. The 6000 V as in Victor. The 6000 V as in Victor. A 42.5 millimeter casing with a beautiful blue dial. Does anybody know what watch that is? And does anybody know the retail price of that watch? Papi, this has the most beautiful blue dial in the game, man. Hands down. Watch market is dead. Watch market is dead in a backyard pool and floating face down like this. And if the water's flat and stays still, you're like this. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. $60,000. Wow, man. Okay, so you're giving me the numbers already of $65, $68, and $60,000. Very good. You know what the retail price on this tourbillon is? This is a tourbillon, papi. It's un tourbillon, papi. Tú te pones ese reloj, you put that bitch and you're walking in the pier, you know, by Atlantic City, you know, y las viejas te tiran las panties cagadas. The old ladies will throw their boxy panties at you, you know. Beautiful stainless steel, blue dial, tourbillon, beautiful looking time machine. The retail price of that watch is an embarrassment, papi. Bacherón perdió las nalgas ahí. It's $129,000. $129,000 is the retail price of that watch. We're not talking about a precious metal. We're talking about stainless steel, papá. Stainless steel, $130,000, $130,000 plus your Uncle Sam's taxes, you know? If you want that watch. And you guys are saying don't pay more. Listen to this, Alex. Papi, $129,000 equals $150,000 out the door. When you told me today, because I want you to tell me, Mr. Donut, Christopher, Randy, Thurston Howell, you know who you're, Alex. You're going to tell me what the discount is on this. You're going to tell me what the discount is. Tell me the discount. $129,000 plus your Uncle Sam's taxes. It is crazy when you hear this, guys. It's very, very crazy. And you already put numbers there. Like Christopher put $60,000 and Mr. Donut put $68,000 and so on. And ladies and gentlemen, all sadness. This is sad because they're still trying to get this. They're still trying to get $80,000 for it, $81,000 for it, $79,000, $77,000. But you guys have me. You got the big boss. You got the big boss. You got the papi. And we're talking about these watches are full kit, full set. Randy, anda pa'l carajo, si Randy está matando. Randy es uno de los míos. Ten cuidado, Randy. Ten cuidado. Ladies and gentlemen, it's scary. It's scary when I'm telling you this. Don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that beautiful tourbillon. 42.5 millimeter casing. You know, parece un Lamborghini, parece a GT40. You know the 40? You know? You know? It's an unbelievable watch. Listen, you got to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. It's a monster watch. If I'm, if I see a gentleman, a man wearing that watch, I have to like, coño, ese tipo está claro. Ese tipo tiene, that guy is unbelievable. That guy has a Vacheron Constantin Tourbillon stainless steel blue dial 6000 V. Coño, es un hombre de alta. He's an integrity man. It's unbelievable. Tremendo, Thurston, tremendo reloj. But don't pay for that watch, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. But don't pay for that watch more than $65,000. What is the discount on that watch, ladies and gentlemen? If it costs you $150,000 with taxes and you're getting it for $65,000, what is the discount on that watch? What is the discount on that watch? Somebody help me out. What is the discount? 56%. People are telling me, what do they tell me? Come on. Are you buying the dip or you're a believer, sir? The one that said, come on. You're probably buying the dip. $60%, 46%. I'm just telling you what it is. This is why we have been chosen the #1 watch market update show in the world, papi. Listen to me. We have rattled the Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market. We have rattled it. Me and Sweet Kid Kino have rattled this industry. They want us out. Ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you a question, ladies and gentlemen. Because Kino's telling me to ask you this question. If we get shut down, will you miss us? Will you miss this channel? Will you miss this channel? Just ask yourself that. If they shut us down, or if we leave the airwaves, will you be happy or will you be sad? No. We even want to see happy. We want to be happy. Unbelievable is that? Unbelievable is that? So I'm telling you what's going on, ladies and we're #1. I'm just telling you. You know what I'm trying to say, Randy. You know what I'm trying to say, Damon. Damon, you know what I'm trying to say, Alex. You know what I'm trying to say. Who's this gentleman? Who's that guy? He's my friend. I like him. DJ Smooth. DJ Smooth, you're one of mine. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, would have happened by now. Okay, would have happened. So how do you know that? How would have happened by now? How would have it happened by now? What would they do to me? What kind of plan of attack would they have for me? You got me one. Okay, Papa, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a watch that you guys, in the reason I'm going to give you this price on this watch. This is the Vacheron Constantin Overseas. This is the 4500 V. The 4500 V. Rose gold. To me, this is what I call straight clean line finishes. Straight clean line finishes. Rose gold. A very soft date with a blue dial. Rose gold. Beautiful blue dial. Mira. Precioso. You put it on with a pair of ripped jeans, a pair of sandals, and you go lean back. Lean back. You know what I'm saying? Lean back. You know what I'm trying to say, right? You put that on and baba. Coño, Mr. Donald, you always come off the gate at 49,000. And this watch, at one moment, I would tell you don't pay more than 43,000, 44,000, and 45. But now, ladies and gentlemen, you're buying the watch, you're buying the blue dial, and you're buying the gold. And you're buying the gold. And this watch is discontinued. This watch is a collector's choice, collector's grade, collector's dream. All those, la paja mental que le meten ustedes, la paja mental. $55,000 by Randy. $55,000 by Randy. And the retail price of that watch is $60,500. It's a fair price what Randy said. But I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. This is an older watch. You don't have to get the last year that it was done. You can get a couple of, years down the road. And you know, don't pay for that watch, whatever you do. You want it full set with everything. 45, Christopher says. And here it goes. I am going to say this to all of you. The number is at the 40s. The number is at the 40s. Don't pay a penny more. Here it goes. The number is at the 40s. Don't pay a penny more than $49,000, and you want a full set, $49,500. You do whatever you want. This is the #1 watch market update show in the world. Nobody can beat us, Papa. No, they're scared of us, man. This is why they call me the big boss. This is why they call me the big boss. I'm telling you what it is. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a watch. This is my last watch market update of the evening. But all of you need to know about this watch. This is a Rolex Daytona, yellow gold, the original John Mayer. The John Mayer with the green dial. I've been studying a man. I've been studying him that he started at $65,000 on the chats on this watch. Poppy, there was no action on the watch whatsoever. Dead. And then he went down. Like Alex just finished saying, $65,000. Is it 65? 65,000. Then he went down to 63. And I'm monitoring him. Because I know that this watch is not going to move it. You know, 2017, 2018, you know, we're in 2026, going in 27. And this guy is there putting all these prices. And I'm watching him from far away as this guy's not going to sell this watch in none of those prices. So he took it all the way on the chats to $61,000. $61,000. To all of you out there who are into John Mayer Daytona yellow gold green dial, the original John Mayer green dial, don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. It's your money. If you really want it, you want to give it away like the red hot chili peppers. Don't pay for that watch and stay with that number in your head. Do not pay for that watch. The retail price on that watch is $38,700. Full set. You want it full set, no matter what they're telling you. No matter. Listen to me. Listen, the second generation John Mayer, they don't even want to show it no more because nobody is going to pay for that watch $70,000+ for it. Nobody's going to pay for it. Nobody. La fiebre, the fever of green dials is almost, you know, ¿tú entiendes? Don't pay for that watch. Here it goes. This gentleman here, DJ Smooth. How much do you think that watch costs, DJ Smooth? How much? Mr. DJ Smooth, how much is that? How much is that watch? $28,000. Okay, $28,000. I'm going to tell all of you, ladies and gentlemen, in New York City, he's saying that in New York City, they're selling the John Mayer, the original John Mayer, for $40,000. I'm gonna be honest. Smooth DJ Smooth. I'm a buyer right now. I'm a buyer. I'll send you a wire via American Express. You know, the wire department. I'll send you if you can give me a watch for $40,000. That watch. But I'm gonna tell all of you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. Listen, if you can give me that watch for $40,000, I got 2 for you, 2 G's for you, Bobby. You know, I want white tag. I want everything. Reference number, serial number to match. It's a done deal. It's a fantasy, but okay, here it goes. Don't pay for that John Mayer. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for that John Mayer. I don't care. I don't care what they keep on telling you. This is what I say. Don't pay for that watch more than $58,000. Okay? There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is your watch market update. This is the Watch Market Update Show. Your host is the Big Boss. I hope you learned something what's happening with gold. I hope you learned something of what's happening with Omega watches. I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for joining me on this Watch Market live stream. Again, thank you very much for your cooperation, for your help, for everything, for your dedication of spending it in my home. I'm inviting all of you to my home. You know, you're in my home. So I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Gracias por todo. Lo quiero mucho. Un abrazo a tutti. Lo quiero mucho. Thank you again. Like we say always, me and Sweet Kikino, take care and brush your hair. Good night, guys. Thank you very much again. Thank you. Lo quiero mucho. Good night. Bye, guys.